your weight loss journey does not have to look like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, it's probably just a little too intense for what you're after if you're just getting started. But that misconception, that idea that people have that a health or weight loss journey has to be super intense and all chicken, broccoli, brown rice, that can be enough to be so overwhelming to someone who's just starting out that it's enough to just put the whole idea of losing weight, of improving your health in the too hard basket. And I've been there, I've done that a few times. But through trial and error, I've also managed to successfully lose and keep off 10 kilos. So allow me to save you some time and some heartache. Learn from my mistakes and let me teach you how to start your very own successful weight loss journey. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mel and this is my YouTube channel where I'm documenting my health journey with a specific focus on weight loss in the hopes that it will help other people on similar journeys. So my last video was about how I lost 10 kilos, but then I got to thinking, what about before that? What about before you've already started? You've lost 0 kilos, but you want to lose 5 or 10 or 20. Or perhaps you don't want to lose any weight at all, but you want to clean up your lifestyle a little bit. But where do you start? And as we've just seen, it can be pretty overwhelming, which makes it just that much harder to get started. But today, I'm going to break it down for you into bite-sized pieces. We're going to go through some basic building blocks to give you a solid foundation so you can start the best health or weight loss journey you have ever been on. Let's make this a bit bigger. It all comes down to having a plan, and I like to break this plan into 4 different parts. First point is know your why. And this point is first for a reason. Without a connection to a meaningful why, you won't be able to do this. Meaningful is a subjective term, so what is meaningful to someone else could vary wildly to the next person. And nobody's why is any more or less valid than someone else's. It's just different. So don't think your why and your purpose has to be a certain thing. It doesn't. The only criteria is that it means something to you. For example, maybe it's about preventing disease and injury. Maybe it's about having a healthier body so you can travel the world and see more and enjoy it more. Maybe it's because you've identified you're not living a values-aligned life, and in order to make that adjustment, your health and lifestyle needs a bit of a makeover. Maybe it's to be a role model to your kids. Your why needs to be about you, something important to you, something that drives you and fuels your fire. It has nothing to do with anyone else's opinion about why you should or should not be on a health journey. And this step can take a bit of time. If it's not something that you've thought about a lot or you've often embarked on health and weight loss journeys, just hoping to fit into clothes for no reason, but you just think that's what you should be doing, then you might need a different why. You might need a reason that you connect with more, something that really, really drives you. So don't rush this step because it's really important. Part 2 of the plan, prepare your fuel. And what I mean by that is, what are you gonna eat? What kind of foods do you want to increase? What kind of foods do you want to decrease? What foods make you feel good and full of energy? And what foods make you feel shit? You'll likely want to incorporate more veggies into your diet and probably reduce things like alcohol and refined sugar and carbohydrates. But really, it's up to you. If this is all new to you and you've got no idea where to start, I can highly recommend YouTube as a resource. There's an abundance of healthy meal ideas and inspiration. So in terms of getting ideas, it's a really good low cost / free place to start. Also, feel free to have a chat to your doctor. They might be able to help as well. Just be mindful though that most GPs don't necessarily have training or background in nutrition specifically. So if that's not their area of expertise, I'm sure they'd be happy to refer you to an expert in the area, like a nutritionist or a naturopath. It's always a good idea to have your doctor or a healthcare professional on board if you're going to make some significant changes to your lifestyle. And that is especially true if you have any underlying, ongoing medical or health issues. The next part of preparing your fuel after you figured out what you're going to eat is to make sure you have everything to set you up for success, otherwise known as grocery shopping. It's no good starting a health or weight loss journey without decent food in the fridge, because as soon as you open the fridge door and see that there's nothing in there or that there's some delicious leftover takeaway, it all seems a little bit too hard to start making healthier decisions. Grocery shopping isn't fun, but it is absolutely critical to your success. And you can always mix it up. Try a different shop, or try a farmer's market and a butcher instead. Go at a quieter time, whatever works. Finally, the last step of preparing your fuel is meal prep. And this one is not 100% critical, but it is highly recommended. And it doesn't have to be 10 containers of kale and quinoa that make you want to cry by Friday lunchtime. You might only prep a few meals at a time. Or maybe meal prep for you is just marinating a whole bunch of meat and pre-cutting heaps of veggies on a Sunday so that come Monday night, half the meal's already cooked. Part 3 of the plan. Get ready to move. And by this I mean plan what kind of exercise or movement you're going to incorporate into your health and weight loss journey. But not only that, you also need to plan for how often you're going to do it and when. Make a plan. And if you haven't been exercising much lately, or perhaps ever, then I would suggest maybe seeing a doctor or physio first as your first step, because you don't want to push yourself too hard and too fast, because you will injure yourself, you will be sad, and you will reset and go back to square one. The next thing to consider is, do you need to build up to your desired exercise or activity? So for example, if you really want to run and incorporate that into your health journey, do you maybe need to start walking first because you've literally never run a day in your life? For me personally, I really want to do yoga, but I can't do yoga until I fixed a few little niggly issues. So for me, at the moment, my exercise for my weight loss journey is walking, foam rolling and stretching, and focusing on getting rid of the niggles so I can get on to the next stage. My exercise is not always going to be those 3 things, but for now it is, and that's fine. Meet yourself where you are, where you actually are, not where you wish you were. So for this step, it's really important to think about what you actually like doing, or what you hate the least if you're not big on exercise, and also what you can consistently keep up. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do Pilates. Just pick something that you can do consistently that's going to help you kick this journey off. Now, this next point about exercise and movement might seem a little weird, but do you have the right tools? If you want to start running or walking, do you have proper sneakers, or do you have 10-year-old running shoes that give you blisters just by looking at them? Do you have exercise clothes that fit you and you feel comfortable in? If not, it's time to invest. On a weight loss or health journey, yes, we're investing in ourselves with time, but also sometimes we need to invest a bit of money. And I'm not saying it has to break the bank. Do something that's within your budget and that you're comfortable with. But if your lack of tools and resources are going to be a barrier to improving your health for the rest of your life, I'd seriously consider investing some money. Okay, part 4 of this 4-step plan is know your enemies. Now, it's quite dramatic, but what I mean by that is, what are the things that you know for a fact are going to pull you away from experiencing a successful journey because you've experienced them before? Or if you haven't, what are the things that you anticipate might be a barrier to you reaching your goals? And how do you get ahead of them? For example, if you hate grocery shopping and you always find a great reason not to go, do you maybe need to start considering online shopping? Do you have people in your life that don't support you living a healthier version of your current lifestyle? And if so, do they need a stern talking to, or do you need to reassess their value add in your life? How can you ensure that you're putting your needs and your priority for a healthier life above those of the needs of people who don't want that same thing for you? If you tend to be someone who's absolutely exhausted in the afternoons or evenings, do you need to maybe consider thinking about being a morning exerciser? And if you are a morning exerciser, but you have a bad habit of snoozing the alarm too many times, do you need to maybe think about leaving your phone or your alarm just out of reach so you have to get up to actually turn it off? It's a small thing, but it could make all the difference to making sure you're getting up and starting the day properly. Whatever these barriers are, make a plan. You've got to get ahead of them. And this is a really important step to complete before you start a weight loss journey, but it's ongoing. It's constantly evolving. Reassess and pivot as necessary. Okay, so that's the 4 main steps of preparing for your health and weight loss journey, but I do have a 5th one. It's like a bonus one. And you won't do this before you start, but you will or should do this pretty early on and continuing, and that is to reflect. Reflect on what's working, what's not, what needs to be tweaked. Just because something works for 90% of people, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your lifestyle, your circumstances, they're all unique to you. So you have to reflect and be honest about what's working and what's not. Change is hard and it's uncomfortable. So you need to be genuinely honest with yourself about what's not working for you in your schedule and your lifestyle, and what could work, but you haven't really tried hard enough because you don't like getting up early. And if you're not honest with yourself about this stuff, no one loses out except you. You will absolutely wear the consequences of those decisions. And I'm not here to preach or scold you, because I myself have many a time worn the consequences of my poor decision making. Now, my hot tip for this video is directly tied to specifically this video and this content, and that is to dedicate some time to make a plan. Don't just lay in bed on Sunday night with nothing but dread and anxiety to keep you company and make a weird half-assed plan in your head, because we've all been there and it doesn't work. Intentionally carve out some time. Get a coffee, make a tea, get comfortable, really settle into this. Really reflect on it, think about it, write it down, reflect some more, rewrite it. Make sure it means something to you and that you feel prepared and ready to start this journey, because I promise you it is worth it. That's all from me today. I'm gonna climb off my soapbox, and I wanna thank you so much for watching this video, but also wish you all the luck in the world for your health and weight loss journey. I'll see you all in 2 weeks.